Well, good morning, everyone. Did I get your attention with my Velcro rollers? All right, Andrea here, and I'm coming at you today in my full natural form. We're keeping it real here today, you guys. Two things I want to do today is one, show you how to use Mary Kay products to achieve an even complexion, which otherwise would not happen. As you can see right now, I at 53 years old am still dealing with acne breakouts. It's one of the most fun things in my life. Something I've struggled with since I was a teenager. And yes, I am using the best skincare possible. Yes, I am under the care of a dermatologist, both orally and topically. But it's been my cross to bear. So thank heavens for makeup, right? Because it can just make us feel a little bit more confident when we're able to cover all this. So I'm going to walk you through how to achieve coverage with still a natural look, and then I'm going to do my most natural makeup look, just my everyday go-to. I don't want to think about it. It matches with everything. So this would be a beginner makeup look with very few products, very few techniques, just kind of a starter course, shall we say. So let's get started. First of all, I've already done cleanser, moisturizer, and Lulu's in the background. Those of you that are not familiar with my obnoxious dog who waits until I go live to start acting out and mouthing off and barking and talking and all the other nonsense. So we'll do our best to ignore her. Anyway, I have a gel moisturizer is my moisturizer of choice because it's more lightweight and it does better for my skin. I've done eye cream hydrated around my eyes, and now we're ready. So first thing I always start with is foundation primer. Love this product. It's got an SPF of 15, so it gives you a little bit of sun protection factor. I just squeeze a little bit in my hands and rub it together to emulsify it, and then I just kind of press it into my skin. It just feels like liquid silk. And what this is doing is it just goes into your skin and it fills in all the little tiny imperfections, pores, wrinkles, fine lines, acne scars, everything. It brings your face to one even surface so that your makeup just glides on smoothly, and it also gives your foundation and all that extra staying power. So foundation primer is a must, one of my favorite products. Then I'm going to go in with Time Wise Matte 3D Foundation. I alternate between matte liquid foundation and Mary Kay's CC cream, which is kind of a tinted moisturizer. If my skin is having a clear day, I can get away with CC cream. If I need more coverage, as I obviously do today, then I grab the liquid foundation in matte. And just preference, there's different ways you can apply. I like to put it on the back of my hand and work out of it kind of like a palette. So what I'll do is I'll take this and I'm just gonna dot this all over my face, everywhere that I want coverage. Oh, we've got some humdingers today, y'all. Honestly, I can tell you, sometimes I can identify triggers. I've been traveling. Those of you that follow me on social media know that I've been in Tennessee for a week, keeping my grandbaby, the love of my life. And a lot of times when you're just eating differently, you're not getting enough sleep, you're in different environments, you're traveling. Sorry, I always get a nose itch when I go on camera. It can just express itself in your skin. So it is what it is. Brushes are important. Application is important. This foundation, let's see, we call this the blending brush. You can see it's a very dense, looks like a sponge, but it's not. It's tons of little fine, dense brushes. This gives me the best coverage. If I'm working with CC cream, for example, I might use our slanted foundation brush, liquid foundation brush, which I also love. It gives a little bit more sheer coverage. We want all the coverage we can get today. So I'm just gonna come in here and y'all just pray that my little makeup mirror light hangs on with us here because it plugs into a USB port that is my husband's, and he is out of town right now, so I don't have any way to charge it myself. I need to, I guess, go on Amazon and order one of those little blocks, but you know, it's just all the things. We're just always trying to keep up, right? Okay, so I'm just kind of working in circles to blend. Some days I might use less, some days I might use more, but the great thing about, and see how I'm just kind of coming over my lips, just covering everything. It's not that you're always necessarily trying to cover, although sometimes you are. It's more about just trying to even out your complexion, depending on your age and your skin type, and you know, whether you're blemish prone or have age spots or discoloration or uneven skin tone or broken capillaries. You know, we're all dealing with something, especially as we move past that 50 mark. And, you know, whatever, let me see if I can get this light a little better. Is that a little better? Whatever it is that we're dealing with, you know, our goal is to feel pretty and to just even everything out, kind of make our skin look healthy and to maybe have a little glow. And then whatever's left here, I'll come back because this is buildable. Let me get a little closer to my mirror here and just make sure this is filling in the way I want it to. Now, I can color match you. In a perfect world, I need to see you in person and do a stripe test on your jawline of about 3 different colors. And let's find the one that just blends seamlessly into your skin. There's really no substitute for that as far as being the best way to match foundation. However, I'm pretty good. So sometimes with a picture and with a few questions about your skin tone, your tanning ability, whether you burn when you get out in the sun or you tan, I can easily pinpoint it down to a couple. And I can send you samples in the mail if you're not local to me. Okay, let's see here. I think we've got a pretty good base coverage here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to come in with our setting spray. I learned this from a makeup artist, especially with oilier skin like mine tends to be, you know, coverage issues. I'm just going to give it a little squirt there and just kind of set this. Okay, this is kind of like hairspray for your face. But the little secret is you can do this multiple times in layers to get better coverage. Now, what I want to do is I want to come in with a combination of our concealer and our under eye corrector. The concealers, you can see, matches my skin tone. The under eye corrector has more of a peach tint. And again, learned from a makeup artist how you can mix these two together to get just a perfect tone for covering all blemishes. So I tend to use the back of my hand as a palette. You see the difference? Concealer, under eye corrector. And I find as I have matured, which is the kind way of putting it, that because that skin gets thinner and more a little crepier, it's better for me not to take that doe foot wand and apply it straight to the area, because then I can get too much product and it calls attention to fine lines and wrinkles. So it's better, I find it's better for me to blend these two together on the back of my hand, and then using a concealer brush, this is one I picked up from makeup artist Robert Jones, I just get a little bit of product and I pat it gently under my eyes, and then I use my ring finger because that's the weakest and the most gentle, and I even come across my eyelid here because I don't know about you, but my eyelid is kind of starting to get kind of veiny and discolored. But just gently, gently, gently pressing as we do anytime we're working around the eye area. See how that just looks a little brighter? So I'm going to do that around this side. You're just getting that lid. See how I've just gently applied product? And then you can just come back and just kind of gently tap that in. the best way to describe the difference between the foundation we just used and then these concealer and under eye corrector products is foundation is like pantyhose for your skin, and concealer, under eye corrector is more like tights, if that kind of gives you a word picture. It's more of an opaque coverage, okay? So there's more coverage in concealer with the concealer. So again, that's another reason you want to be very careful with how much you use. Doesn't take a lot of product. Then I'm going to come down here to these lovely spots. And what I'm doing is just patting, just tapping, okay? Especially when there's discoloration from a blemish or an age spot or whatever it is, whatever your vice is, you're not wanting to call attention to that. You're wanting to cover it, but you want to cover it precisely. You don't just want to, you know, I see some of these younglings just take their concealer and just go to town all over their face. And I mean, good for them, but I find it more effective to be a little more, I'm just showing y'all the real deal today. You know the makeup faces our moms made when we were little? You know, they put on mascara. We're like, Mom. Well, that's me. Okay, so I think we've, you know, sometimes it's as good as it's going to get, but this is reality. Okay, now we're going to set it again. So we do a plus and an X, and oh, you guys, I love this product. It really locks it in there, and it just feels so good. It feels so fresh. It keeps your makeup, especially like in the summer months, from melting off and sliding off your face. Now I'm going to come in with one of my favorite new products. It's the Mary Kay Silky Setting Powder, because us girls that are oilier, even if you're not oily, a lot of times if you prefer that dewy, luminous look, you might want to skip this step. But those of us that have been oily in our life, we don't want to dewy anything. So I'm going to get my big fluffy powder brush, and I'm going to pick up some of this setting powder, which comes in 16 shades, and I'm just going to pat this, just dusting it into my skin. And what I love about this, it's skin color, but it's just a beautiful, it provides a beautiful finish. It doesn't necessarily provide extra coverage. It's not a foundation, it's a setting powder, but it just provides a beautiful airbrushed look, I think. Isn't that pretty? That just kind of sets everything. Okay, and again, and you may think this is excessive, but we're just locking this stuff in there, y'all. I mean, if you got it, use it, right? Okay, next we're gonna get a little color, because you may be going, good grief, girl. So we need to get some color in here, and I'm going to use my favorite natural blush. It's called Rosy Nude. It's just a pretty neutral, pinkish, brownish, mauve-y color, and I'm going to use our cheek color brush, and I'm going to knock the excess off. I'm going to smile, and then I'm just going to apply this to the apples of my cheek and work backwards. Okay, not too high, not too low. We're just wanting to put some natural rosy glow back in, because we brought our face all to one color with the foundation and the concealer, and now we're just wanting to put a little life back in it, okay? And then if you want to, you can pick up some bronzer, which Mary Kay had this beautiful bronzer with a little shimmer last summer, and then it sold out. But if you're interested, I have found a solution to how to kind of mimic. I'm just going down the side of my nose, around the edge of my face, down onto my neck. around the edges of my face, anywhere the sun would naturally hit, just to kind of warm everything up since I'm a pale girl. But anyway, let me know if you're interested in either replacing that bronzer we used to have or trying it out. I've found that if you blend our matte contour shade in Latte with our glazed highlighter and mix them together, you achieve about the same look as that. So speaking of highlighter, I'm also going to take the back edge and pick up this pretty glazed highlighter. It's just kind of a shimmery peachy color. I'm just going to lay it right there over the top of my cheek. You don't have to do all these steps, but it doesn't take long. Just across the little tip of my nose. It doesn't take long to just do that little bit of extra that just kind of helps achieve those subtle, pretty little extras. Okay, now we're going to move on to eyes, and I'm going to come in here with Mary Kay's liquid eyeshadow in Light Beam. Love, love, love this product. Now remember, I've already kind of concealed the eyes, so everything's just one skin color. And then I'm going to come in here with this light, natural, little bit of shimmery color. It has primer built into it, so I start just about all of my makeup looks with this, because not only does it give a little coverage and a little natural kind of skin tone color with a little shimmer, but it has that primer that'll help hold our powder Karma Fusion eyeshadows on. And it's just kind of a 2-in-1 product. And if you don't like the shimmer, you can cover it with matte powder eyeshadows and it just kind of goes away. But isn't that pretty? It's just easy. And be sure to get it in that inner tear duct corner. But I just kind of put this all over the lid. I don't really bring it up onto the brow bone, just all over the lid. Then I'm going to show you this easy neutral look. These are my favorite colors right here. We're going to take Biscotti, which is this light creamy matte color, and we're just going to press it all into the lid. This is just a beautiful matte light color that we're just going to do on our lid. You can even bring some up here under your brow bone because it's matte. It's not going to grab, shimmer or anything, but this just brightens and opens the eye. Be sure to get it up in that inner tear duct, but this is just a great base color. And what you'll find with eyeshadows is it's all just it's a subtle layering process that creates the end result that we love. Okay, then we're going to come in with one of my favorite, and the makeup artist that I studied with multiple times, Robert Jones, says this is one of the most boring shades in Mary Kay, but the most important. It's called Hazelnut. As you can see, I use it all the time. I've worn it all the way down. It's just a neutral matte light brown kind of, and I'm just going to pick that up, and I'm going to come right here in my crease, kind of right under the brow bone, and I'm just going to work this in back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in that crease. And what that's going to do is just kind of build in some dimension, and then I'm going to take a clean blending brush and I'm just going to blend that out, okay? Because we don't want to see any lines. You don't want somebody going, oh, I like your 3 colors of eyeshadow. No, you just want it all to blend seamlessly. So it's all in the blending. We're just going to blend that in. Then we'll do the other side. It's just kind of a windshield wiper motion. Now, you can take this a step further if you have a very particular eye shape, maybe extremely hooded or extremely deep set. There are techniques for applying color with each eye shape to achieve the most natural and attractive look. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I can analyze your eye shape as well and teach you the best place to put your eyeshadow. But this is just kind of a general go-to. Then I'm going to take this smaller dense smudger brush, and I'm going to pick up this espresso, which is kind of a dark brown, and stay with me here. I'm going to do kind of a V on the outer edge. So I'm going to go up into the crease a little bit and then down along the lash line a little bit. Then I'm going to grab that smudger brush, because right now it looks like somebody punched me in the eye. And we're just going to kind of work in circles, gently just blending this in. And by creating this wedge on the outer corner, it kind of elongates your eye, just gives a little bit of pretty subtle shadowing in that outer corner, but it still looks super natural. Okay, see the difference? Then we're going to go over here and do the same thing. Right along the lash line, and then right, let me pick up a little more, right into the crease. So it's almost like a little V or a little wedge. And then we're gonna grab this clean blending brush, and we're just gonna blend the heck out of it. It's all about blending, you guys. You can correct anything, you can repair anything, you can get whatever desired result that you want by just being patient. You may say, well, I don't have time to do all this. No worries. Just slap some light beam on, put a little hazelnut in the crease, and you're probably good to go. But if, you know, I'm going to take you all the way through just this basic, natural 3-step eyeshadow process. Then in the end, I always take a shimmery color like this crystalline, pick it up, and I pop it, boop, 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 right in the, oops, this one, right in the tear duct. Boop, 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 boop. You're just getting all up in that tear duct area. And see that pop of color? Oh, now she's running up and down the hallway upstairs with her squeaky toy. This is going to get good. Whew. All right, now I'm going to take a dense brush. I'm going to pick up some of this hazelnut, just that medium brown color. I'm going to look up, and I'm just going to run that underneath my eyelashes. This is just a very subtle, much more subtle. Never do eyeliner on the bottom, you guys. Then I'm going to pick up the dark espresso and just boop, boop, right in the corner. Boop, boop. Right in the corner. Okay, so we've got crystalline here, hazelnut here, espresso here. It's just kind of a gradiated line of color. And then I'm going to grab our deep brown waterproof eye pencil, which is retractable and rolls up. Lulu, what are you doing? Come down here where I can see you. Y'all, if she gets quiet, it means she's being naughty. First, I'm going to curl my lashes. Yes, this does make a difference, and yes, Mary Kay does have a fabulous little eyelash curler. Push it in there as far as it'll go without pinching your eyelid. Hold it down 1, 2, 3, then walk it out a little. Pinch 1, 2, 3, walk it out a little. 1, 2, 3, walk it out a little. So what you're doing is you're getting these little crimps all in your lashes that are curling them, and instead of them going straight out, they're going up, which opens up your eye so much. Okay, now I'm gonna come in here. This is so hard to do on the phone, so forgive me as I lean over into my magnified makeup mirror because I'm also blind as a dang bat. And notice I'm just doing little dashes as close to my lash line as I can get, okay? Just kind of wiggling it back and forth. I'm not trying to draw one straight line. It's okay if it's not even. It's okay if it's not perfect. Just a thin line on the top is going to make as close to your lash line as you can get it. It's going to make your lashes look so much thicker. And then I'm going to pick up that espresso, that dark brown, and I'm just going to kind of go right over it. And that helps kind of set it, because you're putting powder over kind of a creamy pencil. And again, you're just working it way into the base of your lashes. And I hope this video is helpful, you guys, because honestly, I still watch videos. That's how I learn. I'm a visual, you know, I watch what someone else does and then I can mimic it. So feel free to play this over and over. This is our Lash Fanorama mascara, which has this great little brush that has long bristles, short bristles, and then tiny bristles on the corner. And nose itch, of course. You start at the base, wiggle. Start at the base, wiggle up. And Robert Jones, the makeup artist, says multiple coats, multiple thin coats of mascara. Put one on, let it dry. And come back in a few minutes later, do another coat. So I usually do a coat, and then I go up and work on my brows, and then I come down and do another coat. And these little tiny bristles really let you get up in that inner corner and get those little tiny lashes. Don't forget the little ones on the inside and then the ones on the very outer corner. Sometimes we forget those. But by getting all that, look what a difference that made in my eyes. And then by lining, that really, and be sure you line from corner to corner. Don't stop, because wherever you stop, that's where your brow stops visually when people are looking at you. Then I'm going to take our spoolie brush. I'm going to brush out my eyebrows, which are super sparse. Another fun part of being 50 plus. I'm going to take our Precision Brow Liner in dark blonde. And the rule of thumb is hold this on the outer corner of your nostril and right on the inner corner of your eye, and that's where your brow should start, okay? Over your pupil, that's where it should arch. In the outer corner of your eye, that's where your brow should end. So that kind of gives us a guideline. And what I'm going to do is just make little feathery strokes to mimic hairs and just kind of fill in. Lulu, what are you doing? Y'all, it is way too quiet up there. I'm terrified. She's not telling what she's doing. She's probably tearing up a pillow or something. And you're just following. And y'all, if you don't have the right shape or your eyebrows are a mess, for Pete's sake, go get them. I prefer to have them threaded than wax. Wax like rips my skin off, but threading, it hurts for a minute. But they pull the hair straight out with thread. I don't know, it's like a little art form. I don't know how they do it. But I'd go and do that, I don't know, once a month or so. Because even though my hairs are so light and clear almost, once you get that all cleaned up, they just have a nice shape that you can follow. And then you have clean skin to put. Okay, let's talk about the difference that makes. Don't tell me brows don't make a difference. Look how that frames the face. And I do brows different ways, to be honest. Okay, let's find our starting point. Sometimes I use this Precision Brow Liner and just make the little strokes. Other times I will take the other end of the spoolie brush, which is a dense brush, and I'll pick up some of that hazelnut, or sometimes I dip between hazelnut and espresso, and I just kind of place some color up in with that. We also have a tinted brow gel that if you've got a strong brow game going and you just need to kind of tame those babies and keep everything in place and fill in some sparse places and give a little color, that product is great. So, you know, Mary Kay has different products for different needs, and it's about finding what's right for you. Look at that. Look what a difference brows make. And then I always go in and just gently brush back through them just to get them as natural looking as possible. Lulu, could I see you, please? Y'all, she is so bad. I've been gone a week. A lot of times, come here, Lou. A lot of times right when I get back, she'll show out big time, and it's her way of going, really, Mom? I'll show you to leave me for a week again. Lulu, bring your toy down here. Nope. I'm ignoring you, Mom. I'm wreaking massive destruction upstairs. Okay, second coat, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm probably going to come back and do a third coat because you can never have too much mascara, my friends. And then, let's see, let me find, we're going to do lips. You notice I've mentioned primer several times. Primer is your friend. Primer prepares everything. We have an eye primer. It's built in, it's either standalone or it's built into the liquid eyeshadow. We have a foundation primer. We have a lip primer. It is a time-wise, age-fighting lip primer, and it is a fabulous product that is designed to prime your lips, to help your lipstick stay put, and to fill in the little fine lines around your lips where sometimes the lipstick can bleed. And then I'm going to take a light nude lip pencil. Let me get my little magnifier here. And I'm going to define the V in my top lip first. And then little feathery strokes take it out to the corner. Is lip liner necessary? You don't have to use it. But what I love is how it really defines your lip. And I personally think it needs to be the same color as your lips. Not into that 80s, 90s look where you have a darker lip line. And then I like to fill in because then that's going to give our lipstick a little staying power. Okay? So we've got a liner, and then y'all, my favorite lipstick of all time is this Rosewood Semi-Shine Gel Lipstick, and I broke it. I broke it off. I got in a hurry and stuck it in there, and I just don't want to waste it. So I'm going to get Mary Kay's cream brush, and I'm just going to load it up here. So that's why instead of putting it on straight out of the tube, and this is a technique anyway that you can use a lip brush, and it just gets a little more precise application anyway. I don't do this all the time, except with this color I do because I broke it. I just can't bear to waste it and throw it away. Isn't that pretty? It's just a real pretty rosy nude. A little more than a nude, I guess. More of a pinky rose, but I just think it looks really natural and pretty. And then a lot of times what I'll do is put a little bit of our Sheer Illusion gloss over it. It has just a little bit of shimmer. I'll just put it right there in the center of my lip. That just helps it look a little more pouty. And y'all, now we just got to go in and do our little baby lashes on the bottom. Just very gently with a little brush at the end. Go in and grab those little baby doll lashes. Give a little color to those. And then I'm going to go back upstairs and take my rollers out and fluff my hair and get dressed, and then I'll take a picture, and that's what will be on the cover of this video. And while we're at it, I mean, why not? We may as well just do a quick third coat up here because, you know, mascara is life, especially when you have little sparse eyelashes like I do. Now, what do you think? Tell me that is not so much better than what we started with. I think we've done a pretty good job of calling attention away from the discoloration, away from the blemishes, not too much. I should have done a final setting spray before I did that mascara just now, so this may not be a good idea because the mascara is still wet and it may plop some of it on my face, but if it does, I'll just go upstairs and get a Q-tip and fix it up. But oh, did pretty good. Our final setting spray. And then we're ready. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. If you have any questions, drop them below. If you'd like to see samples, I have samples of foundation primer, of liquid foundations. I don't have samples of concealer or powder. I do have samples of blush, eyeshadow, even have a couple little samples of mascara and things that I could send you if you want to try this look. Or if you're local and you want to come over and sit down at my dining room table, not this week because I'm having my annual holiday open house where I will have my clients dropping by every hour on the hour to shop and spend their holiday bucks and pick up grab and go gifts for their friends and family. But as soon as I get that behind me, then I will be open for appointments again if you want to just come sit down at my dining room table and let's plan makeup. That's the beauty of Mary Kay's. You get to try before you buy, and even when you do buy, everything's guaranteed. You can return it at any time for an exchange or a refund. We want to make sure that you're happy. It's the only makeup I've ever used since I was 20 years old, and I'm 53, and I have used Mary Kay skincare consistently morning and night for all those years, and I think it's made a tremendous difference in keeping my skin and my face youthful. I believe in it 1000%, and just so you know, this is a good time to mention, there's a lot of hype in the media right now, some boycotts against Ulta because of the just craziness they've been promoting lately. I won't even go into it, but Mary Kay products are made right here in America. Go USA. And we follow the EU standards, which means there are over 1,300 ingredients that we ban in our cosmetics and skincare, just like the European countries do. And most other cosmetics that are out there do not follow these standards, and there can be ingredients and things that are not good for you. So I love knowing that everything I put on my face, my body, my everything is good, clean makeup. So just a little extra shout out for Mary Kay for being American made and clean. So, all right, you guys have a great day, and watch me for my next video with some fall eye tutorials.